Many people start out saying we're going to build houses for people. They quickly learn that it is more than just building a house, it's engaging a community. Blight has been an issue for Central City long before the hurricane, particularly in New Orleans post-Katrina. There's also been investment by single homeowners who have come back, put all of their money, their life savings into their homes, and then on either side of their house there may be a blighted or vacant property.
What Jericho Road discovered that we could be good at and where our interests were home building through vacant land management, so addressing blight. There's a lot of blighted homes and vacant properties in this neighborhood, and then also through community organizing.
It takes working with the residents so that they can be empowered to stand up for themselves, to talk about what they want and what the needs are for their community.
When I first came to work for Jericho Road, I was very nervous about working in Central City. At one point, it was the murder capital of the United States. There's a lot of drug dealing going on in this neighborhood, just a lot of crime. Some of the problems that Central City faces, the fact that it is 80% rental and it's a really poor community. You don't have a lot of highly ethical landlords. In more recent history, there's not a larger community feel. If you ask them how they feel about their neighborhood, what they're referring to is really just the few houses right around them. So what we've seen over the last couple of years as we've been organizing and connecting people is that people tend to have a broader sense now of what their neighborhood is. Central City now is going through a big resurgence.
Post-Katrina, because it's so central, you've seen that revitalization. So our community engagement works to work with the residents so that we can highlight the positive things that are happening in Central City, because there are a whole lot more positive things happening here than there are negative.
We see a lot of emphasis on home ownership. It's something that we really try to educate people on about the value that there is in building wealth through home ownership, also the value that there is to a neighborhood. When we first started thinking about what we wanted our primary tenants to be in our construction, the things that stood out to us were architectural integrity to the architecture that we see in New Orleans, universally designed plans for the house, which means that people of all physical abilities can get around in the house. Also provides some aging in place ability, because in New Orleans, people stay in their houses for a very, very long time.
One of the things that we have strived for is extreme energy efficiency, because a part of the affordability factor for a family is to be able to afford to heat and cool a house. So these houses have insulation from the ceiling through the floors. We have all Energy Star rated appliances, solar panels. They are extremely energy efficient so that families can afford to keep their homes.
After getting to the place where we finally synced in on what our three primary areas of work were going to be, we've really seen how they all completely tie together. We have green spaces that are actively functioning as a community garden and a fruit tree orchard. We have residents that are involved in those. Those are spaces where people can come out and be seen and affirmed in a positive light. We are instituting different ideas about how to have a piece of vacant property bring more value to a neighborhood rather than just mowing it every day.
What we've seen from this actually is the community also doing some of that. Just near where the orchard is and where our demonstration lot is, there was a house that was on fire and it had to be demolished, and the city owns the property. And a neighbor started to apply some of these vacant land management strategies and beautification strategies to the lot in her neighborhood, and people have assisted with that. So it helps people to recognize that you do have power in terms of controlling these issues in your neighborhood.
I just see progress every week driving down the street. It could be just the wave of a hand from somebody in the community acknowledging my presence, or it could be the raising of a house or a lot that is not any longer overgrown with the dumping of tires and trash, but now has a bench and a tree in it where people can come and sit and relax.
Every family that I've ever worked with always talks about the difference in the lives of their kids that homeownership will make. Knowing that you are a part of not just this immediate family, but what's going to happen to that family in the future lives of the children who are there now, and then their children, it makes all the difference in the world.